David Berkowitz is an American serial killer who was active from July 1976 to July 1977. His preferred hunting spot was the New York City area. During his killing period, he had murdered 6 people and wounded another 7, most using a .44 caliber Bulldog revolver. He was also known as Son of Sam and the .44 caliber killer. Richard David Falco was born on June 1st, 1953, in Brooklyn, New York. His parents were never married and separated soon after his birth. He was adopted by Jewish American hardware store retailers Nathan and Pearl Berkowitz at just a few days old. The Berkowitz family changed his name after his adoption to David Richard Berkowitz. Berkowitz began to show signs of his future violent behavior early in life. Although he had above-average intelligence, he had lost interest in school. His interest was focused on more rebellious habits. He got involved in petty theft and pyromania, but his behavior never led to legal troubles. As a child and adolescent, Berkowitz was very close to his mother and was deeply affected by her death. Pearl Berkowitz lost the battle with breast cancer when he was 14. After her passing, his relationship with his father had grown even more strained than it already was. He didn't have a good relationship with Nathan's new wife either. In 1971, at 18, Berkowitz joined the U.S. Army and served both in the U.S. and South Korea as a proficient marksman until 1974, when he was honorably discharged. After that, he flirted with Christianity and established a connection with his birth mother, Betty Falco. Things didn't last for long. He soon lost contact with his mother after she revealed to him the circumstances of his conceiving. She was married at that time and had an affair with another married man. Berkowitz had worked several jobs, and at the time of his arrest on August 10, 1977, he was working as a letter sorter for the U.S. Postal Service. According to his statements, his first attack took place on Christmas Eve in 1975, when he attacked 2 women with a knife. Only one of the alleged victims had been identified, Michelle Foreman. Berkowitz was never charged for these attacks. The shootings officially attributed to the .44 caliber killer, or Son of Sam as he would later name himself, began in the summer of 1976. On July 29, 1976, Donna Lauria, 18 years old, and Jody Valenti, 19 years old, were shot inside a car parked in the street outside Donna's apartment in the Bronx. Jody Valenti was the sole survivor. Questioned by the police, Jody said that she didn't recognize the perpetrator. She described a white male in his 30s, approximately 5'8" and about 200 pounds, with short, dark, curly hair. Donna's father stated that he saw the same man sitting in a yellow car. Other witnesses noted that the yellow car had been seen circling the neighborhood that night. Ballistics evidence established that the weapon used in the shootings was a .44 caliber Bulldog. On October 23, 1976, the second attack took place. This time was in Flushing, Queens. The victims were 20-year-old Carl De Niro and 18-year-old Rosemary Keenan. Both survived the attack, even though Carl was shot in the head. None of them saw the man who did it. The investigators established that the bullets were .44 caliber, but could not determine the model of the gun. There was no connection found between the 2 incidents because they happened in 2 separate New York districts. 1 month later, on November 27, 1976, Berkowitz attacked 16-year-old Donna DeMacy and 18-year-old Joanne Lomino. Donna and Joanne were sitting on Joanne's porch in Belrose, Queens, when a man dressed in a military uniform approached them. He asked for directions, but then took out a revolver and shot them. Although both victims survived, Joanne remained paralyzed. Police were able to determine the weapon used, a .44 caliber gun, and managed to compose a sketch of the suspect based on the testimonies from the girls and eyewitnesses. The next attack came on January 30th, 1977, in Queens. Christine Freund, 26, and John Deal, 30, were shot while in Deal's car. John suffered minor injuries, but Christine died at the hospital. After this attack, investigators publicly connected the shootings based on the gun caliber. Still, they were mistakenly looking for multiple shooters. Virginia Voskerikian, a 19-year-old Columbia University student, was shot to death on March 8, 1977, while on her way home from class. 1 month later, on April 16th, Berkowitz shot to death Alexander Esau, 20, and his girlfriend, Valentina Suriani, 18, in the Bronx. At the crime scene, investigators found a handwritten letter addressed to Captain Joe Borelli of Operation Omega, the task force put in place to hunt down the shooter. It was the first time the name Son of Sam was used by the killer. "I am deeply hurt by your calling me a woman hater. I am not, but I am a monster. I am the son of Sam. I am a little brat." Based on the analysis of the letter, psychiatrists thought the shooter might have paranoid schizophrenia. The diagnosis was confirmed later by a court-appointed psychiatrist upon his arrest. On May 30th, 1977, a second letter signed by Son of Sam came to public attention. It was sent to Daily News columnist Jimmy Breslin, warning him not to forget about one of the first victims, Donna Loria. "Not forget. And you cannot let the people forget her either. She was a very, very sweet girl. But Sam's a thirsty lad, and he won't let me stop killing until he gets his fill of blood." On June 26, 1977, the Son of Sam attacked again, this time in Bayside, Queens. 17-year-old Judy Placido and 20-year-old Sal Lupo were shot while sitting in Sal's parked car. Both suffered minor injuries and survived. Neither of them saw the shooter. 2 days after the anniversary of the first shooting, on July 31st, 1977, Berkowitz shot again. This time, he had moved to Brooklyn. Robert Violante, 20, and Stacy Moskowitz, 19, were out on their first date. The two were in Robert's car, parked near a park, when a man walked up to the passenger side and began shooting. Robert lost his left eye, and Stacy died 18 hours after the attack at the hospital. It was the first time Berkowitz attacked in Brooklyn. Another deviation from his usual MO was that Stacy was blonde. All the other women had long, dark hair. Eyewitnesses reported they saw a man with Berkowitz's description removing a parking ticket from his yellow Ford Galaxy only minutes before the shootings. On August 10, 1977, Berkowitz was arrested in front of his apartment building. He was 24 at the time. While searching his car, investigators discovered a rifle in the back seat, maps of the crime scenes, ammunition, and an unsent Son of Sam letter. At the moment of his arrest, Berkowitz had a .44 Bulldog in a paper bag in his hand. He allegedly told the police, "Well, you got me. How come it took you such a long time?" he confessed to the shootings the next day, claiming he was under the influence of a demonic spirit named Sam, who talked with him through his neighbor's dog. He also confessed he was responsible for almost 1,500 fires set around the city. On May 8, 1978, Berkowitz pleaded guilty to the 6 murder accusations and received 6 life sentences served in New York's Supermax prison, Attica Correctional Facility. In February 1978, during a press conference, Berkowitz stated that his claims about demonic possession were a ploy. It was never real. Berkowitz told a court-appointed psychiatrist that he was angry at a world he believed had abandoned him. He felt especially rejected by women, which might be one of the reasons he selectively targeted attractive young ladies. David Berkowitz is currently serving his time in Shongum Correctional Facility in Wallkill, New York. In an interview held in 2020, he was asked if he had committed the murders alone. He didn't want to talk about it, because the Lord has taken all my sins and thrown them into the depths of the sea, as the scripture says, never to be remembered anymore. So why should I go fishing there and pull those things up?